Thunder rolls. A soft Scottish melody fades in. The camera sweeps over mist-covered hills as a voice whispers, "Every story has an ending. But some love stories defy time itself." The screen flickers between Jamie's face, battle-worn and tired, and Claire's eyes filled with both fear and love. Then cut to black, voiceover calm but intense. The first look at Outlander Season 8 is here, and it's more emotional, more dangerous, and more powerful than ever before. The trailer isn't just a sneak peek. It's a farewell, a promise that the story of Jamie and Claire will end where it began, with love, loss, and destiny. Soft heartbeat sound fades under the narration. Let's dive deep into what the new trailer reveals and what it hides. The last time we saw Jamie and Claire, the world around them was falling apart. The flames of revolution had reached their doorstep, and every choice they made carried the weight of history. Season 7 left us on the edge of uncertainty, torn between past and future. Love and war Claire had just faced another impossible decision, saving lives in a war she never wanted to be part of. While fighting to keep her family safe, her eyes in the final scene said it all, hope mixed with heartbreak. Jamie, standing beside her, seemed older, heavier, as if every battle had carved another mark on his soul. Brianna and Roger's story took us through time itself, torn between centuries. They fought to protect their children from a fate written long before their birth. And let's not forget young Ian, whose loyalty and grief added layers of emotion that made the finale unforgettable. Now, the trailer opens on a quiet landscape, the kind of silence that feels heavy, almost sacred. We hear Claire's voice say, "Some wounds never heal, not even with time." Her words echo over flashes of battle, letters burning, and faces fading into smoke. It's a haunting beginning, setting the tone for what's to come. The colors of the trailer are colder now, shades of gray. Blue and ash dominate the frame. This isn't the Scotland or America we once knew. It's a land changed by war, by pain, by time itself. You can almost feel that this is not just another season, it's the end of a long journey. But here's what stands out. Even in the middle of ruin, Jamie and Claire still find each other. One brief scene, their hands touch. And the camera lingers just long enough for us to remember why we fell in love with this story in the first place. Season 8 seems to be building toward a goodbye, not just for the characters, but for the audience too. Every frame feels like a memory, every word like a final letter. And as fans, we can't help but wonder, will love truly conquer time one last time? Music rises, the sound of waves crashing, the past, the future, and every promise in between, all collide in this one final chapter. The trailer opens like a memory. It's caught between dream and reality. There's a soft glow of dawn touching the misty fields, and the sound of wind whispers through the air, calm, but heavy with something unspoken. Then Jamie appears, his silhouette framed against the rising sun. He isn't the fierce warrior we first met. He's a man haunted by the cost of every choice he's made. The camera lingers on his face, and in those few seconds, you can feel a lifetime of battles, both won and lost. The pace shifts. Drums rise in the background, and quick cuts flash across the screen. Soldiers marching, torches burning, and Claire's voice calling out from the chaos. The editing feels deliberate, almost like a heartbeat racing faster and faster. You know something big is coming. This isn't just a teaser. It's a promise of reckoning. The world they've built from Scotland to the new colonies is collapsing under the weight of war. Every scene feels soaked in tension and beauty. Then, a sudden stillness. Claire stands alone, surrounded by fading light, whispering, "We've come too far to turn back now." That one line feels like the heart of the entire trailer. It's not just about their journey through time, it's about every emotional battle they've survived. You can sense that this season will dig deeper into the emotional cost of destiny. The trailer's tone feels more mature, more final. The colors are muted, pale blues, grays, and golden flickers of candlelight. It almost looks like memory itself is unraveling on screen. Even the soundtrack tells a story. The traditional Celtic melody is slower now, almost mournful, blending perfectly with the gravity of the moment, and yet, within the sorrow, there's hope. The trailer gives us glimpses of small smiles, soft touches, and lingering looks, moments that remind us that even when time tears everything apart, love always leaves a mark. These shots aren't random, they're messages. The creators are telling us that this final season will not just close a chapter, it will honor every bond, every heartbreak, and every sacrifice made along the way. As the trailer fades out, a single line appears. The story ends where it began. Those words hit harder than any explosion or sword fight. It's a circle closing, a destiny fulfilled. Season 8 isn't just another continuation, it's a farewell, written in fire and love. Soft instrumental fades in. The screen fades to black, leaving only the echo of footsteps walking toward the past. Or maybe the future. The trailer begins with a shot that feels almost timeless, a slow pan across fog-drenched highlands. The sound of wind blends with faint bagpipes, but there's something different this time, a sadness beneath the beauty. Then, Jamie steps into the frame, his eyes fixed on the horizon. There's no dialogue here, just silence and weight. That single moment tells us everything. He's not looking at the future, he's remembering the past. The wars, the promises, the ghosts that never left him. Cut to Claire, standing by a wooden table, hands trembling as she writes a letter by candlelight. The camera zooms in on the ink bleeding through the paper, a symbol of time itself seeping into every word. Her voice echoes softly. Every day feels borrowed. Every moment stolen. It's more than just narration. It's confession. This isn't the voice of the confident healer we knew. It's a woman caught between worlds. Fighting to keep her heart anchored, the next shot slams into motion. Cannon fire lights the night sky. Soldiers shout, and the chaos of war returns. Jamie rides into the flames, sword drawn, his figure swallowed by smoke. But the trailer doesn't glorify the battle. Instead, it shows faces. Men terrified, women praying, and children watching from the shadows. This isn't about victory. It's about survival and the cost of it. Then, a cut to Roger and Brianna in another time, another century. They're standing near a window, the sound of a ticking clock behind them. Brianna looks down at a photograph, her eyes full of doubt. Roger says quietly, "If we open that door again, there's no coming back." The camera lingers just long enough for us to wonder, will they risk it all again? The subtle detail of the clock ticking faster hints at another time jump. A new face appears next, a man cloaked in shadows, holding a letter sealed with wax. The lighting flickers and his expression shifts between sorrow and vengeance. Who is he? A messenger, a threat, or perhaps someone from the past returning for justice. The trailer gives nothing away, but every frame he's in feels like a warning. Then comes the shot that has everyone talking. Claire walking through a field of graves. The camera follows her footsteps slowly as she pauses at one stone, tracing her fingers over the name carved into it. The background fades into whispers, voices of people long gone. It's a haunting image, one that feels like both a goodbye and a promise. The trailer ends with Jamie's voice, quiet but powerful. "I've fought time before, and I'll fight it again." His words echo as the music swells, strings, drums, and the echo of thunder. The final image? A hand reaching through light, perhaps through time, before fading to black. It's not just a trailer. It's a message to every fan who's followed this journey. The end will not come quietly. It will come with tears, memories, and the sound of a heartbeat that refuses to stop. The new Outlander. Trailer isn't just a series of stunning shots. It's layered with meaning, emotion, and quiet warnings. Every frame feels like it's speaking to us, whispering truths about time, fate, and the cost of love. From the very first note of the score, there's a feeling that this season isn't just about war or history, it's about legacy. The kind that time itself can't erase. One of the most powerful themes woven through the trailer is the weight of memory. You can see it in Jamie's eyes, that distant, heavy gaze of a man who's lived too many lives in one lifetime. He's not just battling enemies, he's battling his own past. The ghosts of everyone he's lost seem to linger around him, unseen but ever present. The lighting often isolates him in half-shadow, symbolizing how much of his life now exists between light and dark, between life and death, between the present and the memory of what's gone. For Claire, the theme shifts toward healing versus breaking. Once her hands healed wounds, now they tremble as if she's realizing that not every hurt can be fixed. Her voiceover, "Some wounds never heal, even when time says they should," feels like a message to herself. It's the essence of Claire's entire journey, a woman who could conquer time, but not the pain it brings. Her character arc is moving toward acceptance, not resistance. Then there's the powerful thread of destiny and choice. The trailer constantly cuts between past and future, almost as if the story itself is unsure where it belongs. Each quick transition, a battle in one frame, a modern kitchen in another, feels like time itself collapsing. It suggests that history isn't something, and hidden beneath all of this is the theme of love, enduring beyond time. Every touch, every glance between Jamie and Claire feels slower, more deliberate. There's no youthful passion here. It's the love of two souls who've lived through lifetimes together, who know that even the end can't separate them completely. The way the camera moves around them, circling like a dance, feels like a reminder. Love is the only thing that time cannot erase. But perhaps the deepest layer of all is the idea of endings that are beginnings in disguise. The final season promises not destruction, but transformation. The land is burning, yet dawn still rises. The war is ending, but a new kind of peace, one born from loss and wisdom, begins to take shape. This duality is what makes Outlander timeless. It's not just about where they've been, but what they've become through it all. The trailer seems to be preparing us emotionally for closure. Not the kind that comes from walking away, but the kind that comes from looking back and finally understanding why everything had to happen the way it did. Every sound, every color, every heartbeat in the trailer says one thing: the story may end, but love does not. If you look closely, this trailer hides more than it shows. It's not just what's in front of the camera that matters, it's what's behind it. Every frame, every sound, and every shadow has been built with purpose. Outlander has always been a story about time, but this season, even the filmmaking feels like it's been shaped by it, aged, scarred, and beautifully mature. The first hidden detail is in the cinematography. The color palette has changed. Gone are the lush greens and golds of the early seasons. Now, the world is painted in cold blues and fading amber tones. It's the look of a dying age, the visual echo of a world losing its warmth. This isn't random, it's a deliberate metaphor. The show's director uses these tones to remind us that history itself is fading, and the characters are living on borrowed time. Next comes the lighting. If you watch the scenes with Claire, notice how she's often lit by a single flickering candle or by morning light slipping through window slats. It's as if time is physically running out, the flame trembling, the light barely holding. For Jamie, the opposite is true. He's often surrounded by dusk or shadow, the light always behind him. Symbolically, it suggests that his story is nearing its final sunset. Together, they represent day and night, two forces destined to meet, but never stay. The sound design also tells its own story. In older seasons, the music often guided the emotion: bold violins, grand drums, and sweeping Celtic themes. But in this trailer, the score retreats. It's softer, minimal, almost like the world itself is holding its breath. You can hear the creak of leather, the rustle of fabric, even Claire's breath before she speaks. This intimacy isn't accidental. It's meant to make you feel every heartbeat, every whisper, every goodbye before it happens. There's also a small but meaningful prop detail: the silver ring. It appears 3 times in the trailer, once on Claire's hand, once in Jamie's palm, and finally lying in the dirt. It's a silent symbol of continuity. No matter what happens, their bond, their promise, endures beyond death and time. The camera never lingers long on it, but fans who know the story understand. The ring is more than jewelry. It's memory. Behind the camera, there's a sense of nostalgia from the crew too. This season was filmed in Scotland, the very place where Outlander first began. The team has returned to familiar valleys and stone ruins that appeared back in Season 1. The air feels heavier, the land older, and that's the magic. They're not just filming the end of a show, they're revisiting the ghosts of where it all started. Even the director's framing has evolved. Long, sweeping shots have been replaced with tight close-ups. The focus is no longer on the epic world, it's on the people who built it. This choice isn't just artistic. It's emotional. The camera wants us to see their eyes, their hands, their quiet moments. Because this season isn't about time travel or revolution anymore. It's about closure. And for the fans who've watched every episode, there's one last hidden message in the trailer's final frames: the stones. They glow faintly again, just for a heartbeat. It's almost unnoticeable unless you're looking for it. But that flicker, it's a reminder, the magic that started it all isn't gone. It's waiting. Maybe not for Jamie and Claire, but for someone else. In another time, every Outlander trailer is more than what it seems. It's a puzzle, a whisper of what's to come. And this one, it's full of secrets hiding in plain sight. Fans have already started dissecting every frame. And what they've found paints a picture far deeper than the story of love and war. It's a message from the past, and a warning about the future. The first theory shaking the fandom is about Jamie's fate. In several shots, he's seen riding alone through a mist-covered battlefield. No soldiers, no allies, just silence. The framing feels eerily similar to how Outlander has shown death in the past. Isolated, dreamlike, almost peaceful. Some fans believe this could be symbolic, foreshadowing Jamie's final stand. But others think it's a trick, that we're seeing a vision from Claire's memory, not reality. The blur around the edges of the frame could represent her grief rather than his death. Then there's Claire's candle scene. She stands in front of a mirror, a single flame flickering beside her. The reflection shows her face, but only for a moment, before it shifts, as if someone else is standing in her place. Fans are convinced this isn't an editing error, it's a clue. Could it be a younger version of herself? Or maybe her daughter, Brianna, stepping into her mother's legacy? The blurred reflection might suggest that time itself is beginning to fold again, the line between past and present breaking. Down one last time, another mysterious moment comes when Roger and Brianna appear surrounded by faint light, and in the background, if you listen closely, there's a familiar hum. Fans recognized it immediately. The same low, vibrating sound that plays whenever the standing stones activate. This could mean only one thing. Time travel is back on the table. Are they planning to go back again? Maybe to save Jamie and Claire? Or worse, to witness how it all ends. A particularly wild theory revolves around the letter sealed in red wax shown for less than a second. The wax mark resembles the crest of Lelybrock, Jamie's ancestral home. Some think it's a goodbye letter, while others believe it's a secret message sent through time, a final connection between the centuries. The show has used letters as emotional anchors before, and this could be the final one. It's the bridge between what was and what will be. And here's a small but powerful clue most viewers missed. In one frame, a raven flies across the sky as Claire looks up. Ravens have always symbolized death and prophecy in Outlander. They appear before great loss or great change. It's a chilling moment, one that seems to hint that the final season will not spare our hearts. The fan community is buzzing with one last idea, that the story might not truly end. The trailer's final line, "The story ends where it began," might not mean closure at all. Some fans believe it hints at a full circle return to the stones, where another traveler, perhaps from Brianna's line, begins their own journey. It would mean the story doesn't end with Jamie and Claire. It simply passes on. Every clue, every symbol, every quiet frame feels like a love letter to the fans. The kind that says, "You've watched them live, now watch them become legend." And just like that, the trailer fades to black, but the silence it leaves behind feels louder than ever. Outlander Season 8 doesn't just promise another chapter, it promises a reckoning. The air of finality in every shot tells us one thing: this is the end of an era. The last heartbeat of a story that's lived across centuries. We've seen love survive war, death, and time itself. But now, as Jamie and Claire face their last horizon, it feels like the story has come full circle back to where it all began. The echoes of their journey, the stones, the vows, the battles, the tears are all leading us to one final question. What happens when time runs out, but love doesn't? The trailer isn't asking us to prepare for an ending, it's asking us to remember. To look back on every sacrifice, every choice, every promise whispered in the dark. Because Outlander has never been just a show about time travel, it's been about finding home. Even when the world keeps changing around you, as the music swells in those final seconds, there's one image we can't forget, two hands reaching through the light. We don't know if it's Jamie and Claire's last goodbye or their eternal reunion, but one thing's certain, their love has become timeless. And maybe that's the point. Time can't take away what's written in the heart, so as we wait for Season 8, remember every goodbye in Outlander has always been the beginning of something new. The story ends where it began, yes. But perhaps it was never meant to end at all. Voiceover soft, emotional tone. If this trailer moved you as much as it moved us, share your thoughts below. What do you think the final chapter holds? And if you've caught any hidden clues we missed, drop them in the comments. Let's uncover every secret together. The screen fades to black. This was your deep dive into Outlander Season 8, Episode 1, the sneak peek breakdown. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned, because the story isn't over yet. Fade out with soft bagpipes and a slow heartbeat sound echoing into silence.